that implements the no-fly zone over Libya, and how will it be enforced? Correspondent Doug McKelway has that part of the story from the Pentagon tonight. Good evening, Doug.
Good evening to you, Brett. Colonel Gaddafi's Air Force is composed of roughly 300 combat-capable aircraft, most of them older MiG-21 and MiG-25 Soviet-era aircraft, spread across 13 air bases, most along the Mediterranean coast, in a country that is roughly the size of Alaska.
They are no match for the more modern British, French, and American forces that would likely operate from bases in Italy and the Mediterranean. But a no-fly zone presents a number of unpleasant scenarios for a U.S. military worn and stretched thin by 2 prolonged wars, multiple humanitarian efforts, and intense budget pressures at home.
The bottom line is we as the Americans and the American military have always been the ones who picks up the logistical trail. We're the ones with the C-17s and the other big aircraft that can move things around rapidly.
But the president's promise of no U.S. attack planes or ground troops may uncharacteristically leave Britain and France at the tip of the spear.
Britain will deploy tornadoes and typhoons, as well as air-to-air refueling and surveillance aircraft. Preparations to deploy these aircraft have already started.
But neither Cameron nor President Obama's promises rule out the use of U.S. cruise missiles launched from ships or submarines in the Mediterranean, or even highly accurate naval gunfire from U.S. ships. Still, the architect of the no-fly zone over Iraq says the president is going to have problems doing that without at least some human intelligence assets on the ground.
Because if the rebels are reporting that they're still being fired on in these cities, and they're taking sniper fire and tank fire, you can't handle that without someone on the ground.
Indeed, the reported slaughter of civilians in Misrata today, while Gaddafi was calling for a ceasefire, may be a sign of his wily survival skills to come.
He's going to make every excuse possible. Then he's going to say, well, let's have an election. My people will vote for me. Well, so you're going to have to dismantle his intelligence structure to have that election.
And adding to the stresses placed on the U.S. military, some observers are predicting that the war in Afghanistan will get hot again this spring as the snow thaws and also as the Taliban picks up its pace. That, coincidentally, at the same time that the U.S. begins its military handover to the Karzai government. Brett?
Doug McKelway live at the Pentagon tonight. Doug, thank you.